Shocking news has just sent Alex Eala's fans into a frenzy. The 21-year-old Filipina tennis player has reportedly received a VIP invitation to New York Fashion Week, adding another layer to a rise that is no longer confined to the baseline. The timing could hardly be more precise. Eala arrives in New York for the US Open at the exact moment her commercial and cultural profile is expanding into fashion, lifestyle, and global brand partnerships. Days before she was scheduled to compete, her Nike merchandise was already generating unusual attention. The royal blue Nike court slam dress created for the US Open, priced at $140, became one of the most discussed pieces of tennis apparel of the summer. The design features bold white and black trim with large mesh panels along the sides and back, a basketball-inspired ventilation detail that Nike has used across its Slam collection. The deep royal blue immediately stood out. Many Filipino fans noted how closely the color echoes the shades long associated with Philippine national teams across basketball, football, and volleyball. On a Grand Slam stage, the dress carried more than performance function. It carried recognition. Then came the bigger commercial surprise. Nike released Eala's first signature black court t-shirt, priced at $42. The oversized shirt features subtle floral artwork on the front and her name written across the back in script, surrounded by more floral detailing, the Nike swoosh, and the Just Do It slogan. According to multiple reports and confirmed by fashion writer Jessica Schiffer, the shirt disappeared from Nike's website within minutes of launch. Merchandise featuring some of the biggest names in the sport, Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, Aryna Sabalenka, remained available. Eala's did not. Eala herself marked the moment on Instagram with a simple, playful caption, "I have my own shirt. You know what to do." Her 1.8 million followers clearly understood the instruction. The speed of the sellout created an immediate talking point across tennis and fashion circles. A 21-year-old player who has not yet won a Grand Slam singles title was moving product faster, at least in that initial window, than several of the tour's most established stars. Not every reaction was positive. Some fans described the shirt design as underwhelming or low effort, particularly when compared with earlier Nike pieces created for the Philippine market that leaned more heavily into cultural motifs. The criticism, however, did little to slow demand. In fashion, sustained conversation, even mixed conversation, often functions as its own form of currency. People were talking about Alex Eala's merchandise. That fact itself had become part of the story. The relationship with Nike did not begin this summer. It has been developing for years. At Wimbledon in 2025, Eala walked onto court with a custom hair tie featuring the sampaguita, the Philippines' national flower. Nike had designed it specifically for her as a heritage piece. At Wimbledon 2026, her visor carried a Tagalog phrase that translates roughly to the idea that once something begins to grow, it cannot be stopped. Earlier collaborations, including a Nike Bayou shirt created with Filipino artist Georgina Quimbo, had already incorporated sampaguita imagery. These details are small, but they're deliberate. They signal that the brand has been willing to weave Filipino visual language into her on-court identity rather than treating her as a generic global athlete. Eala has spoken about the personal meaning of those elements. Wearing pieces that reference her culture, she has said, creates a tangible connection to home while she competes on the sport's biggest stages. The emotional weight is real for her, and it registers with the audiences who see themselves reflected in those choices. The Fashion Week invitation extends the same trajectory into a different arena. New York Fashion Week operates on its own hierarchy of attention, one that rarely intersects with mid-ranked tennis players. A VIP invitation at this stage of her career suggests that Eala is being viewed not only as an athlete who can move match tickets and practice court crowds, but as a name with lifestyle and cultural resonance. The Eala Effect that tournament directors have been managing all summer, the sudden spikes in demand, the court reassignments, the secondary market price jumps, is now registering in fashion and commercial circles as well. That effect has been measurable on the ground. Throughout the North American hard-court swing, Eala's practice sessions routinely drew larger crowds than her ranking would traditionally predict. Organizers in Washington, Toronto, and Cincinnati adjusted court assignments and scheduling in response to the volume of fans who arrived specifically to see her. The same audiences that filled stands for her matches appear equally willing to purchase merchandise the moment it becomes available. The shirt sellout is simply the retail version of the same phenomenon. Her commercial portfolio is expanding beyond Nike. Marriott Bonvoy named Eala a brand ambassador and the face of its Tennis the World campaign in the Asia-Pacific region. Company executives have publicly described her as an authentic fit for the brand's values and for the markets it wants to reach. For a player still building her on-court resume, the combination of a major apparel partnership and a global hospitality campaign is notable. None of this replaces the tennis. Eala still has to win matches. The Cincinnati loss to Amanda Anisimova was a reminder that the jump from breakthrough results to sustained presence against the top 10 remains difficult. The US Open will present another set of tests against a deep field on a surface that has already shown itself relatively friendly to her game. Fashion Week invitations and sold-out shirts do not alter the draw or the physical demands of best-of-3 sets in New York Heat. What they do alter is the surrounding conversation. For years, tennis marketing followed a relatively predictable hierarchy. The higher the ranking, the more prominent the campaign placement. Eala's current commercial visibility challenges that automatic logic, market reach, cultural specificity, and the ability to activate large diaspora audiences are carrying more weight in brand decisions than they once did. Nike's choice to feature her prominently in the Court Slam campaign, the rapid sellout of her signature shirt, and the Fashion Week invitation all point in the same direction. For Filipino fans who have watched decades of major tennis broadcasts without seeing their country meaningfully represented in global campaigns, these details land with particular force. The royal blue dress on Arthur Ashe, the Sampaguita references, the Tagalog phrases, the shirt that sold out while bigger names remained in stock. None of these moments invent a new ranking system. They do, however, create visible proof that a player from the Philippines can generate the kind of commercial and cultural attention the sport's largest sponsors respond to. Eala has been careful in how she discusses the off-court attention. She tends to return the focus to the work on court and to the support that has traveled with her from city to city. That posture has become part of her public identity, grateful, relatively low drama, and consistent. In an era when many athletes amplify every commercial win, the quieter approach has its own resonance. The next weeks will test how far the dual tracks can run in parallel. She will compete at the US Open while the fashion and commercial conversation continues around her. The dress will be on court. The shirt may or may not be restocked. Fashion Week will unfold across the same city. The tennis results will still matter most to her long-term trajectory. The surrounding noise, however, has already established something that was far less certain even a year ago. Alex Eala is no longer being evaluated solely as a promising player from a tennis-developing nation. She is being evaluated as a name that moves product, fills seats, and attracts partners outside the traditional boundaries of the sport. The Eala Effect began on court. It is now visible in the merchandise cues, the campaign imagery, and the invitation lists. Whether it continues to expand will depend on the same thing that created it in the first place, the ability to keep winning enough matches to stay relevant while the commercial side compounds. New York will offer the clearest view, yet of both tracks running at once.